This collaboration's not due out till the 22nd of October, and it's the 2nd of October. I'm filming it early because my baby's due this month, and like, babies turn up when they feel like it. And I don't want to say I'm going to do something and then not do it. So I'm going to do it and set it as premiere, which will annoy my mum. Because I think the last time I set something as premiere, like way in advance, she was like, is that video that's been on there for ages I haven't been able to watch? So, this is Homeschool Reflection, Honest Answers from Homeschooling Mums. And it's hosted by Ingrid from the Ingrid Chronicles. I'll link Ingrid's channel below, and then later, nearer the time, I'll put a playlist in the comments if you want to see everybody else's. But if the collaboration's cancelled for any reason, you know, because I've done mine after early, it'll still go up and it'll still link Ingrid's channel because she organised it all. If you're new here, my name's Victoria, homeschool mum of 4, soon to be 5, from England. I've already attempted to film this once. I says to the kids, just stay downstairs for 5 minutes, and they all come up. So I'm going to have to be quite speedy because clearly, you know, the world's going to fall apart if I'm not downstairs for 5 minutes. Right, so share your top 3 reasons your why for homeschooling. Originally we started homeschooling because my oldest just didn't settle at nursery. He was miserable, he was screaming. But as we've got into homeschooling and I've picked up the ethos and stuff like that, our reasons have changed. The first reason would be, homeschool why, would be the time we get to spend together. I mean, I'm with my kids all the time and the child was just going like this and time is just going like this. So can you imagine if all I had was the school run, homework, bath and bed? Like how much time that would rob us of being with each other while they're little. The second one is parents are getting less and less rights. The schools seem to think they're more in charge of the kids than what you are. It's like nowadays sex education is mandatory and it's younger and younger. It's not, and you know, the parents aren't allowed to argue that. You have to justify yourself if they're off ill because your word ain't good enough. You have to ask permission to take them on holiday during school time. And this is the biggie, COVID vaccines from in England from 12-year-olds. Parents' consent doesn't matter. They'll just do it to your kid anyway if your kid says okay then. I believe in parental rights and the schools are continuously trying to strip them away. And the third one would be freedom. My kids have got the freedom to learn what they want when they want at a pace without a system that is obsessed with tests and obsessed with sticking to a certain path with your learning and things like that. We've got total freedom as adults, as parents, to do what we want with our kids when we want with our kids. You know, we can take them on holiday when we want, when it's cheaper, we can do what we like. So the freedom, that's probably the biggest one, freedom. Share 1 to 2 ways you practice self-care. I like to read, and if we go on a homeschool meetup, I don't helicopter parent my kids. I let them go off with their friends and play, and then I try and have a chat with the other homeschool mums because that's my break and all. I need a break and all. You know, I need to chat and feel like I've got friends as well. I need to socialise as well. So that's one of the things. I'm a very laid back parent. I wouldn't say I let them do what they want, but I'm a very laid back parent. But the only thing I'm hot on is bedtime because I need that time when they're in bed. I need that time to just mong out in front of the telly or do something I want to do. I need that time. In your homeschool experience, what are your strengths and areas that need improvement? I think my strengths as a homeschool parent is that I love books, and that I'm hoping that I'll rub off on my kids. And because I love books and because my mum always read to me, I'm quite happy to sit there for hours on end reading read alouds to them. And I'm really into history, and I'm full of random facts as well. Like the other day we was just talking about, you know, last meals on death row, and I just come out with all this random stuff about the last ever hangman in England, who was called Alfred Pierpont, and he had a pub, and all these random facts about the last ever hangman in England. I'm full of random facts. You know, I can spill stuff out for any occasion. But my the areas that need improvement are, I get het up way too easily, but that's a family trait. You know, I do my best with it. And housework, I'm not very good at housework. Try my best, it stresses me out, it depresses me. So yeah, and I probably could set a better example with my personal appearance, but I haven't got time to mess about my personal appearance. And yeah, I see other mothers and they look lovely, and I just look like a, yeah. But I know that's not to do with homeschooling, but it's setting an example, isn't it? Right. There may be days when self-doubt creeps in regarding our capabilities as homeschool mums. Share 1 to 2 affirmations that serve as a reminder that you are enough. Right. When you're doubting yourself, remember, God chose you to be your child's parent. There is nobody more biologically, emotionally, that's nothing to attached to your child, that is more invested in your child doing well than what you are. You are the parent. You can do this. That's my first one. And my second one is their childhood. I've said this before, but it's true. Their childhood is so fleeting. From the second they are born, that window of time you've got with your child before they're grown up is slowly closing, and it's not that slow either, the way it's closing. Make the most of it. If you're not happy because they're not happy because they're in school and they don't like it, or you're just not happy because you're not seeing them enough, do something about it. All you can do as a parent is your best, and don't waste that childhood thinking, oh, maybe I should be doing this, maybe I should be doing that. Just get on with it and try and enjoy it. Right. What's the last one? Professional development is not required for homeschooling. However, if you are homeschooling your children, then you are a professional home educator. Share 1 to 3 resources you can share with other homeschooling families that contribute to your homeschool professional development, books, conventions, workshops, etc. Right. I always say this to people and all, when you start homeschooling, don't buy anything, because half of the stuff out there you don't need. And I've seen loads of adverts recently for homeschool courses or home education courses to teach you how to homeschool your kids. You don't need them, they're a rip-off, they're a con. There are enough books out there, you know, reasonably priced books, or you can get them from the library or whatever. And there's enough free stuff on YouTube and blogs and stuff that will help you. You don't need to buy anything. But as regards to actually the 3 most important things we use are pens and paper, the internet, because you can find anything on the internet, anything. And I don't just mean facts and footage of things you've not seen before, like animals from different countries and things like that. Historical things. There was footage of a load of people in Victorian England. It was a bit jumpy, but it was footage, a genuine footage of all these people going into this factory, and they colorised it, and it were like, you know, like a trip down, like a time machine trip. You know, you actually saw it. So many things on the internet. People are a bit sniffy about the internet, but I use it a lot. There's so much on there. You know, it's not like the old days where you couldn't find the answers to things. You could find the answer to anything. Pardon me. And also the internet's just part of our lives now, isn't it? So while you're using it for your homeschool, you're also teaching them internet safety and stuff like that, which is very important nowadays. And the third one is books. Books. You know, read lads are amazing. Not just from what they learn from them, and vocabulary, and how language is constructed, and imagination, but also the connection it gives you with your kids while you start reading to them. I have the most wonderful memories of my mum reading to me as a kid, and I try my best to read every single night to the kids. I think I even read to them when I had COVID. I could barely breathe. Not a lot though, but I still try, because I want them to have that memory of me reading to them. And I'm going to add a fourth one to this. Outside. Get outside. Explore. Burn off some energy. They're my 4 things. I'm not going to sit here and, you know, we're a single income cat family on a council estate in England. We don't even have a car. We are not rich people. But don't worry. My husband does a fine job of providing, but we are not rich people. You're never going to see me recommend, you know, these really expensive gadgets and stuff, because apart from the fact we can't afford them, you don't need them. You really don't. You can homeschool on a shoestring. You really can. Anyway, I'm lollering now. I better go. I'd like it if you subscribe, but if you do subscribe, look, I do homeschool and do family vlogs. I'm just saying that to be helpful. Sometimes people subscribe and I say I do homeschool and family vlogs, and then the next video I do is homeschool or a family vlog, and they unsubscribe, and it's like, what did you think I was going to upload? What did you think was coming from me? Oh God, my belly's getting a bit big now. Yeah, and don't forget there'll be all newborn baby spam soon, hopefully.